Okay guys, so this is my review of the Bernzomatic 19425 JT850 Self-Igniting 20,000 BTU Outdoor Torch. As far as I'm concerned, it's called a weed burning torch. So I've been using this now for a couple years, and actually I think this has been discontinued by Bernzomatic, but you can still get them in ready supply on Amazon, and I'll put a link below in the description where you can pick one up between $35 and $45. So first I'm going to answer a few questions that I know people want to know about this unit. And you can watch me doing a little weed burning while you do it, because I know you pyros enjoy that kind of thing. So one question I get is, when it comes out of the box, are you going to need any extra parts, or is there anything extra you need to add to it, any couplers or anything like that? And the answer is no. The only thing you're going to need is propane. And if you remember those old propane, like 2-pound bottles you used to be able to get, they were made by Coleman, and you could hook them up to a little portable Coleman grill. Those will work just perfect. You can find those like in the outdoor department at Walmart. You can also use Bernzomatic propane that you get, that they also use, like plumbers and stuff will use it, and you can use those same propane bottles. They're all going to fit, and they're going to fit just fine, and they're not too heavy. Usually a couple bucks for those. Personally, I go to Ace Hardware and I find 2 packs, 2 for like $7, and those are the ones that I use. Another question a lot of people ask is, how long will one tank of propane last? And just for burning weeds around your house, definitely 2 seasons, 2 full years, because I don't have that many weeds. But in the job I'm doing here, which is at my church, I went for about 2 hours straight here and still had half a bottle left, and that's just me shaking it and trying it. So I'm going to say you're going to get 4 to 6 hours of complete burn time out of it. And again, that depends how high up you adjust the flames, because you can really turn up the flame or you can turn it down. I run it somewhere in the middle. Another question people say, hey, have you used this to melt ice on your driveway? Because a lot of people are looking for an alternative to ice melters for the driveway. And I did try this last year. I live in Northwest Indiana. We had the worst winter since like 1705. And it does not work very well to melt ice on your driveway. It's just not powerful enough for that. So I definitely would not buy it for that use. Okay, so the biggest advantage that I find to using this propane burner over others is that it's one solid stiff unit. Some propane burners you get, they come with almost like a stick, and then there's like a cord, and then you have another piece to the unit where you got to hold the propane tank. I don't like that. I like one single piece like this, because you can see it's just a lot easier to control, a lot easier to use, because you'll find that as you get going, you're going to get distracted, and you want to know exactly where that flame is going. So by only having to control one piece, one solid unit, it just helps you keep yourself focused just a little bit better. Now, one thing to keep in mind, this isn't a gigantic torch. 20,000 BTU isn't that much. So it does take a little bit more to burn the weeds. So what I typically will do, especially around a driveway or sidewalk area, is weed whack them first. Get all the leafy material out of the way. That way all that's really exposed is going to be root and stem, or at least the top of the root, or the zenith of the stems, or depending what kind of weed it is. So I'm not really looking to burn the actual leafy material. I want you to look to burn the stems and the root, and leave it on there for quite a while so that root burns all the way down. That's really the best way to do this, so that you're going to get the same effect that you do with Roundup. Obviously we're using a weed burner because we're trying to be more eco-conscious here, which I'm all about. But to get the same result that Roundup does, you're going to need to burn the root out. So that's why I always recommend weed whacking first. So again, I hope this review's helped you. I've had this thing for a couple years now. I've been very, very happy with it. It does a great job. As always, be safe. Wear boots when you do this. Be careful. Have some sort of water source available in case you set your yard on fire, or your trees, or your neighborhood, and don't kill anybody. So hope you like this review. Again, I'll link below to where you can get a Bernzomatic, because they have been discontinued by the manufacturer, but there are plenty still available. Check out the link below. And this is Alan Hain, the Lawn Care Nut. I'll see you in the lawn.